You take the subway to the morgue.
There are too many loose ends and not enough tight answers. A murdered police officer and Nick's death. Where's the connection? They were both slashed brutally. That can't be a coincidence. Shootings might be commonplace around here, but having a body checkered with claw marks is definitely the work of an individual, and a sick one at that. Nick and this officer, I think her name was Rizzo, might be in a position of power, but what about the other victims? One was a community college student, and the other was a desk clerk for a fishing company. Not exactly frontrunners for a terrorist group, but then why else would they be killed? Unless they were bystanders who got in the way when he set out to kill Nick and Rizzo. But how could that be? They were killed several days before Nick. Just doesn't make sense. Well, maybe the chief mortician can fill in some blanks.
As if you opened a tomb, flat, dry air escapes the mortuary and disperses into the atmosphere. You enter the silent building. Cleaning fluid a la carte, there is a diary resting on top. It offers you a drink, but you decline. It offers you a drink. The janitor barely pays you any attention. He is grumbling to himself about how much work he has to do. He's totally incoherent. You exit the morgue. A warm, pasty smell rubs against your nostrils. Its delicate aroma is reminiscent of a compost heap that has been out in the sun too long. After a few more sniffs, you decide to refrain from going down. You submerge your hand into thick, bubbling, pasty gunk. A half-eaten banana squirms and oozes between the cracks in your fingers. You finally find a picture of a young woman. You remove as much gum as you can, and then you carefully place the photo in your wallet. As if you opened it, you enter. If Darwin was a photographer, this would have been his snapshot of the missing link. It seems you've gotten his attention.
Thanks. I've been looking for this for weeks. Please allow me to help you. I'll get Fred.
You press the button only to discover it's out of...
Ah, you must be Federal Agent Sykes. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. How may I help you? Certainly. I am here to be of service. I see you're a very perceptive man, Mr. Sykes. We found traces of blue crystals on some of the bodies. No, these bodies were not slashed. They were decayed. I wasn't sure what the particles were, so I sent them down to the forensic lab for analysis. You must know that I have received 5 bodies this week related to this killer. I'm in a very serious business, and I'm telling you, this is as serious as it gets. She was so cut up, I felt that putting her in a regular locker room wouldn't be right. She's on floor 7. That's our special floor. Now, if you have any further questions, I'll be happy to answer them. If not, I'll be happy to take you upstairs. As you see, there's not much left to go by. The deep lacerations in the torso resemble the mauls of a Sundarban tiger, but the 2-inch depth of these slashes is remarkable, even for those man-eaters. A peculiar pattern is recurrent in all the lesions, an upward cutting stroke. This is quite atypical of the downward clawing pattern of most animals. You will note the number of cuts in the throat and face. They are seen at both lateral directions and at considerable height from the ground, indicating a bipedal attacker. When she was found, the hands were completely severed in an upward motion, probably in a last defensive attempt. Really quite brutal.
Excuse me, I feel...
Splotches of blood collect around the mortician's body. You carefully remove the goggles and try to wipe free the droplets of blood. Splotches of... The lockers have been ripped open with great force. The body inside has been nabbed.
The shattered windows used to be heavily barred so that people couldn't escape, but the only customers here are ones who have already passed away.
You pull open the doors and walk into the corridor. You rush down the stairs and out of the building. You take the... collect all your loose pens and put them in a mug. A collection of pens, coffee mugs, and books reside on your desk. The month-old wad of gum is the perfect hiding place for your... After several minutes of twisting and scraping, you manage to separate your key from the taffy-like gum.
After seeing what was left of Officer Rizzo, I just had to get out of there. The room was spinning as fast as my stomach. I just couldn't handle looking at that corpse. All those pieces of her. It was like the son of a bitch was trying to sculpt her into a piece of artwork. What the hell happened while I was gone? I scanned that room when I first walked in, and I certainly didn't see anyone crouching in a corner. This guy works quick. He didn't have more than 2 minutes before I entered the room again. How fast do you have to be to pull that off? Fast? How about inhumanly strong? Those were metal bars over that window. It would take a pull tractor to pry those free. And he pulled them back like it was tin foil. The way I see it, the killer slammed the body tray into the mortician and then grabbed the dead body and broke through the window to his escape. Which all makes sense if it weren't for some huge gaping questions. Like, why would anyone steal a mangled body? Are we talking a cultist here, or maybe someone with an extreme fetish? Even so, that wouldn't explain how he could jump several stories without splattering. The only thing I saw outside that was disturbed was the open manhole. If only I was in that room when this all happened.